Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. UFC 307 is happening soon, and I'm going to give you guys my predictions for this event. And I'm going to preface all these predictions by saying I think this will be a good card. Some of these picks seem fairly obvious to me, so we'll start off with that. First fight to start off the night is going to be Court Mcgee versus Tim Means. The two grandpas gonna battle it out. I'm gonna pick Tim Means to win this one. I think he's the more mean one out of the two. Ha ha. Okay. No, for real though. These guys are both showing their age on their records. They've both been knocked out recently. Also, Court Mcgee just doesn't seem to be as much of a problem as Tim Means. Like, it seems like his anger left him with his age. So let me give you guys a little bit of an example analogy that I feel applies to this fight. You know you have yogurt in your fridge that's like past its best before date, and like sometimes your mom says, hey, like, you can eat yogurt past its best before date as long as it smells fine because it's yogurt. So this fight kind of feels like the yogurt, and it's like past its best before date, and you're not quite sure at which stage of spoilage it's at. You just know that, like, it's there. So we're about to find out. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Tim Means just because I think he has a little more fire left in him. But I am not endorsing this pick by any means, okay? Okay, next up on the card, we have Carla Esparza and Tecia Pennington. Guys, I think I'm gonna pick Tecia Pennington via decision. Let me explain this pick, okay? First of all, I think she's quicker. She took a small break to go give birth and then came back to fight Tabitha Ricci recently, a few months ago, I think it was. And she did really well against her, to be honest. She lost to a split decision, but honestly, that, like, could have been, like, not like Tabitha Ricci really did all that much. It kind of just seemed like she pressured maybe a little more. I don't know. Anyhow, I don't really remember other than it seemed like a very even fight. I think there's something about having kids that changes your mindset, just about how you approach your life and anything that you do. So I think Tecia's going into this one very seriously. However, I also just found out that Carla Esparza took a break to give birth recently as well, and she's going to be coming back. I think this will be her first fight since having a kid. So we'll see how she does. And this is the only thing I'm worried about, is will we see a different Carla Esparza after she had her kid? The thing is, Tecia Pennington is primarily a boxer, and we've seen Carla Esparza getting outboxed by Zhang Weili, which again makes me, lean more towards Tecia Pennington. And Tecia Pennington is a points merchant, okay? She's constantly dishing out combos. Unfortunately, she has no finishing power, but she is consistent. So I think I can rely on her ability to outpoint Carla. So that's why I'm picking her. I think overall it just makes more sense with her speed. That's just how she wins fights, and I think, yeah, this is just gonna be one of those moments. Okay, let's move on, guys. Next fight up is Ryan Spann versus Ovince St. Preux. Rar. I'm just kidding. So let me start off by saying that OSP was a plus 600 underdog in his last fight, which he won by split decision, but he won it, okay? Plus 600 underdog. I feel like this is important information, since people often tend to get biased against people who are over 40. I am one of these people. When fighters are over 40, it gets a little sketchy, And also, Ryan Spann is not the highest paced fighter. So I'm thinking in this fight, it'll be a matter of if OSP chooses to step on the gas, in his 41 years of age. Because if he does, I can totally see him winning. You know what I mean? And I think he just might, because what the hell, I'm pretty sure he would want the money, so. And here's the thing, like, I'm looking at Ryan Spann's losses. He lost to Bogdan Guskov and Anthony Smith. He lost to Anthony Smith when Anthony Smith was, not at his peak, you know what I mean? So, I think he's gonna lose to old man OSP, guys. I don't care that he's 41. You know, Ryan Spann has been disappointing recently. And yeah, I just think OSP is gonna win, guys. I think he's gonna win. And I don't know what his price tag is at now, but considering, again, I'm gonna remind you, he won by split decision when he was plus 600 underdog. Okay, let's move on to Alexander Hernandez and Austin Hubbard. Guys, I think I'm going to have to choose Austin Hubbard via gas tank. I just think that this fight's gonna go the distance, and I think he is going to be the one with more energy towards the end, allowing him to do more. Okay, Austin Hubbard is from Colorado. Rocky Mountain High. No, I'm just kidding. He's from Colorado, okay? He trains there. So that gives him the advantage fighting here in Utah. Here in Utah, I'm saying like that like I'm in Utah. I'm not fighting in Utah. And I think Austin Hubbard knows, to be honest, that all he has to do is tire Alexander Hernandez out, collect points until the 15 minutes is up. And yeah, that's it. Also, the only time Alexander Hernandez has won since 2021 has been against Jim Miller. So, you know, that's not exactly, you know, the highlight of your record, I would say. I mean, I don't know though, you know, Jim Miller supposedly wasn't that terrible. I don't know. I'm just saying Jim Miller's old at these days. It's not the most impressive win. Anyhow, guys, yeah, settling on Austin Hubbard via decision. I think that makes the most sense. Okay, guys, now let's move on to the next fight, which is with Cesar Almeida and Ihor Potieria. Actually, so I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret, okay? First of all, let me tell you my pick. I'm picking Cesar Almeida for a finish, okay? And now here's the secret. For those of you that care, I was looking at his last name, okay? And with these Russian/Ukrainian fighters, I'm just, you know, always observing their names. And I was trying to figure out like, Potieria, what is this? And I realized, oh, Potieria. That word means loss. Literally means loss in Russian, okay? And I also checked it means loss in Ukrainian as well. Those languages are fairly similar. So his last name literally means loss. We have Ihor loss. Ihor loss. Okay? You know, no wonder he had to fully tattoo his chest with the Jesus cross, because he needs all the help he can get with a last name like that. That's a curse, okay? That last name is a curse. Like, I don't understand, you know, especially because like usually these Ukrainian/Russian last names will end in ov or ko or ich. No, not him. His last name is just Poteria, like straight up loss. Eager to loss, okay? So we have Ihor Loss, who got a shin to the head in his last fight with Michel Pereira. You know, not a good look. Like I know he didn't get like totally knocked out in that fight, but that didn't look healthy, you know. That looked like concussion territory. And also this guy has been losing basically every single fight he's had in the UFC since he's been signed, okay? He's just been losing his fights, and you know, the last name he has is just not helping. Like, it's a fucking curse, okay? I would just change it if I was him, to be honest. That's not a good thing to have. Also, here's the thing, guys. Ihor is so slow. He's so hittable. Like, I just don't think this guy has many chances here. Another thing is, Cesar Almeida, he already fought Roman Kopylov, who I think is much better than Ihor Potieria. So God, it feels so weird to say that name. That guy probably got bullied to shit when he was growing up. Like, Eastern Europeans love bullying you for your last name. Sometimes, depending on what it is. This definitely sounds like one of those where you might experience some bullying. Anyhow, yeah, guys, I can't, you're not picking the guy who's literally, his name is Loss, okay? And he's been losing. Anyways, yeah, guys, I'm picking Cesar Almeida. What the hell? Okay, guys, next up we have Marina Rodriguez versus Iasmin Lucindo. I'm going to have to pick Marina Rodriguez, guys. She's been losing some of her fights recently, but she's been facing, like, pretty tough competition. She lost her fight with Jessica Andrade, in my opinion, because she couldn't keep up with the pressure. Andrade is the kind of fighter that you just have to match, you know, pressure wise, or you have to just know what to do with that pressure. She didn't. She kind of broke. I don't think it's gonna happen in this fight, though. I'll get into that. She lost to Jandiroba by decision, which is, to be honest, not bad considering Jandiroba submitted Amanda Lemos. So, like, you know, Jandiroba's a pretty good grappler. Marina Rodriguez made it out of there. And, you know, I want to compare Iasmin Lucindo to Jessica Andrade for a second because she's the most similarly built woman to Iasmin Lucindo that Marina has fought. And I think that Iasmin Lucindo is like a version of Andrade, but without all the pressure. Like, I just don't think she knows how to pressure her opponent quite as much as Jessica Andrade does. And again, I seriously think Marina Rodriguez could have won that fight with Jessica Andrade had she known how to handle the pressure. But yeah, I think Iasmin Lucindo is too young for this matchup. She's 22. I don't think, you know, she has enough experience to know how to deal with Marina Rodriguez. You know, Marina Rodriguez has been around the block. She's older, more experienced. Like, I don't know. It just seems kind of obvious. And, you know, this is a women's MMA fight, so they tend to be more unpredictable than the men's ones. But I'm picking Marina Rodriguez. It makes more sense. And that's all I have to say on that. Okay, next up we have Stephen Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. Guys, if Stephen Thompson was not 41, I would be picking him very easily. Okay, I would be picking him with no problems. Again, guys, the yogurt is past its expiry date. It smells fine, but I don't know. Maybe it's not fine anymore. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time. So, and here's the thing, like, I know Stephen Thompson is a great striker. He's super agile on the feet, which just makes him very fast and quite sharp. I just think that Joaquin Buckley is stepping into his prime. He's been getting better and better with each new fight that we see him in. Also, you know, he's got these like hammer arms that look like they can destroy you. And they look like they could do some serious damage, you know? But another thing is, I just think that Joaquin Buckley at this point in time is just in the right place at the right time. You know what I mean? To me, it just seems like he's going to win because he has the mindset, and I've been picking against him, by the way. Like, I think the 2 last times that he fought, like, I just didn't really believe in him, and I can't do that again because he's been winning. Like, he's been proving me wrong. He's been powering through. Like, he seems to have that hungry energy that I don't know if Stephen Thompson still has, especially since he's past 40, 41. I don't think he's fought actually also in like a year, so we'll see. Like yeah, I can't pick, you know, Stephen Thompson with any kind of confidence. Okay, guys, the next fight we will discuss is Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. And you know what, guys? This is the kind of fight that I'm gonna have to wait to finalize my thoughts on when the weigh-ins come around. You know, last time I picked against Dolidze was when he was fighting Anthony Smith, and what he was doing before that fight was making fires in the mountains and getting all spiritual. It's making me believe, actually, that spirituality might be one of the best bases for MMA now that, you know, first of all, we have Alex Pereira, and now we see Dolidze also just being a Zen boy in the in the mountains. Zen boy is weird. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, just getting Zen in the mountains. And the thing is, usually when I'm not sure of the outcome of a fight that I'm predicting, I'll usually lean towards the more tankier, durable, more zen guy. So, you know, this happens to be Dolidze in this matchup. Generally, like, I can trust that he's not going to be making stupid choices like, for instance, Michal Aleksiejczuk. And that's actually the thing with Kevin Holland and why I can't really quite gauge where he's at in his career is because his last 2 fights were with Michal Aleksiejczuk, and MVP, which aren't the most telling fights. Like, because Mikhail Alexeychuk has shown to have very low fight IQ, okay? Just making extremely poor decisions, lost that fight due to stupidity. And MVP is just like a really unique fighter, really tricky guy for a kickboxer. So, like, I don't quite know where Kevin Holland is in his career right now. Like, so I don't really know what to expect because I haven't really, like, seen a legit, like, I don't know, legit, but like a proper fight from him in a while. So yeah, I don't know though, but these Georgian mountain guys are tough. So yeah, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Dolidze. We'll see what happens at the weigh-ins though. Okay, next up on the card, we have Ketlen Vieira versus Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison is back, okay? I've been kind of waiting to see her fight again, you know, after she completely destroyed Holly Holm. And listen, I've been watching back both of their fights, okay? And I came to the conclusion that it doesn't matter how good Kayla Harrison's opponents are because Kayla is just built different. Try and imagine a scenario where Ketlen Vieira is fighting the worst ranked male fighter on the bantamweight roster. Who's winning? Okay, Ketlen Vieira or the worst ranked man? I would say probably the worst ranked man, you know? And that's just the thing with Kayla Harrison. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are because she's just so freaking strong that what are you gonna do? You know what Holly Holm said after their fight? She was like, "Oh yeah, we we weren't prepared for that. Like, we did not prepare for that. We did not, like, I don't think you can prepare for that." Yeah, Kayla Harrison is just gonna be way stronger and she can do the freaking judo throws. Like, yeah. Also, I'm sorry guys, but I'm gonna insert a photo here right now. You tell me, do you think this woman is gonna lose? You think? Okay. Just saying. The choice seems pretty clear. Okay, let's move on, guys. The next fight up the card is Jose Aldo versus Mario Bautista. So I think I'm siding with Jose Aldo, to be honest. I think this makes the most sense. And last time he fought against Jonathan Martinez, I picked against him because I thought that he was maybe getting a little bit ancient. You know, he was reassuring everyone though that, hey, you know, like, I was absent for a while, but I was boxing. I've really been getting good. Uh, he reassured us that he was solid, and he basically went out there and schooled Jonathan Martinez. So, you know, he looked good. He looked crisp. And I think that for somebody to win against him right now, they would have to match him in crispness. You know, they would have to look equally as good as him, I would say, on the feet. I don't think that that's Mario Bautista. So it seems pretty simple to me. Jose Aldo is gonna win. Like, I've been watching some of Mario Bautista's fights. I'm just not impressed. Like, I don't really see anything that's gonna be any kind of threat to Jose Aldo. Any kind of concerning threat to Jose Aldo. Okay. Next fight up, the co-main event on this card is Raquel Pennington and Julianna Pena. Guys, I seriously think this fight can go either way. I'm having such a tough time deciding, to be honest. As a placeholder for now, I'm going to pick Raquel Pennington, but I want to let you guys know, like, I seriously think this is the kind of fight that we're going to have to see the vibes for before we make a decision. So, if you guys want to know my final thoughts on this pick, wait for Friday. Go subscribe to my second channel, be linked down below. That's where I'm gonna do my vibe picks. And yeah, basically at the weigh-ins, I'll let you in on my final thoughts. Usually they tend to be fairly accurate, so do wait for that on Friday. But yeah, Raquel Pennington right now as a placeholder. We'll see about that. Because I think these two are like 50-50, really 50-50. So yeah. Okay, guys. Now let's move on to the main event. Alex Poeton Pereira is back again for like what feels like the freaking 30th time this year. Obviously not the 30th time, I'm just kidding, but like this guy just keeps fighting. I think this is at least the third time. At least the third time. Maybe even the fourth. No, the third seems more accurate. Guys, I'm picking Alex Pereira for a KO. Obviously, like, this is the easiest pick on the card. Let me start off by saying that Khalil Rountree lost to Marcin Prachnio in 2021. Now, I understand that that was 3 years ago, but still, Marcin Prachnio in 2021. Like, Marcin Prachnio isn't good now. Can you imagine what he was like in 2021? He also went to a decision, by the way, with Dustin Jacoby recently. Or I don't know, a few years. I don't know. He went to. I have it in my notes. He went to a decision with Dustin Jacoby. Not a good look. Not a good look, brother. Not a good look. And listen, I normally don't encourage betting, but if you're gonna bet, go bet on Alex Pereira. Like, Alex Pereira is the definition of a reliable fighter, person, just like a reliable dude. Like, you can rest assured that he's gonna go in and deliver, okay? He's not gonna fuck up. Like, I would trust this guy with my life. He's aware of his weaknesses, which allows him to like stay on top of himself, you know? It allows him to constantly improve, which is what we don't see from other fighters because they think they're the best. Alex Pereira is not like that. He's aware of himself, and I like really admire that about him. He also remains humble, which keeps him from overestimating himself. Like, just look at how he showed up to the fight with Yuri Prohashka. He completely overprepared for it because everybody gaslit him into thinking that the fight they had previously was close somehow. First of all, like, again, that fight was not close, but you know what I mean? So Pereira showed up to that fight with Yuri like ready to go, more prepared than probably any fighter I've ever seen in my life. Like the cleanness of his shots, the freaking leg kick. Oh my god, it was like chef's kiss. True art, okay? Like I really have an appreciation for good art, and this was just like a masterpiece, okay? So, you know, if you're going to bet on anybody, I would say Alex Pereira is super freaking solid. Amazing fighter. Just a guy that, you know, listens to criticism, is aware of himself, spiritual, by the way. So, you know, as we said, spirituality might be one of the best bases for MMA. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not picking against Pereira anytime soon. Not until he starts showing his age a little bit. But so far he seems good. So far he seems very solid. Um, yeah, Alex Pereira for the KO. Solid, solid, solid pick. Okay, guys, those are all my thoughts for this week's card. Now let me go over the picks of the week. I'm gonna go over the fighters that I think are more likely to win first, and then somewhat sure of their ability to win, and then we're gonna end off with the fights that I think you should stay away from. Okay, so this week I'm gonna be a little bit more picky with the people I'm putting on the first tier. So we only have 3 this week. It's gonna be Cesar Almeida to win against Ihor Potieria. Guys, I can't even say his name without like just. What are you doing? Anyways, I need to move on. Okay. Then Kayla Harrison to win against Ketlen Souza, and Alex Pereira to win against Khalil Rountree Jr. Those are basically like I think just the most obvious picks, this week. Then let's move on to the second tier. I still feel pretty confident about these fights, guys. I really do. Like I think these are fairly solid. On another card, they might have been on my super sure tier, but anyhow. Tecia Pennington to win against Carla Esparza. Ovince St. Okay, sorry. To win against Ryan Spann. And Austin Hubbard to win against Alexander Hernandez, Marina Rodriguez to win against Iasmin Lucindo, and Jose Aldo to win against Mario Bautista. Yeah, those are the 5 on that tier. And now let's move on to the fights that I think you should just stay away from if you want to protect your wallet a little bit. Well, at least the first one. Just why? The first one, which is Tim Means and Court Mcgee. Like, even for people who like gambling, this isn't even worth it. You know, this is like the worst kind of gamble you can take. Then we have Stephen Thompson and Joaquin Buckley. Yeah, you know what I mean? I think then we have Stephen Thompson and Joaquin Buckley. Again, I feel like Joaquin Buckley will win, but somehow I feel like it's also possible. Like I could see Stephen Thompson getting a sneaky little KO, you know, sneaky little ninja KO on Joaquin Buckley, to be honest. So I just, you know, that can happen. Either Joaquin Buckley goes in there and plows through Stephen Thompson, and Stephen Thompson's 41 years of age, but yeah. Then we have Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. Yeah, you know, I think Dolidze is gonna win, but honestly, yeah, again, I don't know how Kevin Holland's really been doing the past few years. So it's just risky. I mean, yeah, it's just a risky one. And then the last one, Raquel Pennington versus Julianna Pena. It's too close of a fight for me to even like suggest picking one or the other, really. Like, it can go either way. So yeah, and it's a women's MMA fight, which I feel like means there's more variables for unpredictable outcomes. So, you know, that's that. Anyhow, guys, that's it. Sorry, my camera's been kind of laggy towards the end. But on this channel, we like to end off with, or I like to end off with this singing bowl. Play you guys some frequencies just to seal this one off. Guys, I feel like as good about this card as I did for UFC like 300. You know how 300 had a lot of fights that were like fairly easy to predict, in my opinion at least. You guys can go off my prediction video. I might even link it below if you want to see it, but again, I feel like this card just has a lot of pretty obvious picks that I feel fairly good about. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. Anytime Alex Pereira's on a card, it's a great one. Yeah. Those are all the thoughts that I have for today. Anyhow, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I shared some things, tips, tricks with you. Tips and tricks. Just information that maybe you didn't find elsewhere. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.